This is Mark McNeese, and you're listening to One Thing or Another, interviews and conversations. Welcome to the podcast. This is Mark, and I've got my monthly with Rick Rose coming up here, and we got plenty to talk about, including some announcements. And I'm not in quarantine by any means. I've been working all this time because I work in a grocery store, but our sort of shutdown stuff is still happening. They're opening restaurants. They're doing this. Rick, what's going on there in Wisconsin? I'm in New Jersey.
No, hey, Mark. Thanks for having me on the show. First of all,
I like that.
The visual, Mark's got some beautiful new rainbow glasses. I think that's the only reason you want to make this go on video as well.
Well, I did get some rainbow glasses because you turned me on to Zenni.com, which is where I get all my glasses now. You just need a prescription. And I get the basic stuff. I don't get like multi-layered this and that and the other thing. So my glasses are costing me about $50 a piece. And I wanted another pair, and I saw these rainbow ones that I'm wearing now, and I had to have them, even though I'm not going to wear them every day. They're kind of for special occasions. But they make people happy. Like I wore them to work, and everybody was like, "Oh, I love your glasses." And I wanted to be bold. You know, we need to be bold in these difficult times.
We do. And leading to that question, well, I am in Madison. I've been stepping out a little bit. You know, I think the journey for everybody is different. You know, we all feel differently about it. Last time you had me on the show, we talked about, you and I both believe we kind of have like an immunity to this. Who knows whether that's true or not. I did go get tested last week, and I will test again today because I'm going to see my mom this weekend. But stepping out,
so I'm assuming it was negative.
Correct. And stepping out for me, Mark, means getting on airplanes again. So since we've last talked, I've been to Palm Springs, so I flew there. Then this weekend, I flew to perform a wedding in Shreveport and just got back late last night. So I am back in Dane County. We're in phase 1. Dane County seems to be a little more normal. I read a lot about the backlashes in Missouri, a state very dear to me because I used to live there, and you know it. Apparently, Hannibal, Missouri is on the shit list, as is Lake of the people. And now they're saying if you were in Lake of the Ozarks or Hannibal, you need to quarantine for another 14 days because it was just too many people in the water and on the trolley train and all that.
I bet you they don't do it either.
They won't. Again, teach their own. It's their own journey. But yes and no. I mean, I think we also have a responsibility to public health, not just our own public freedoms. Wouldn't you agree? Or personal freedom?
Absolutely. This to me is about, excuse me, I got a little sneeze coming on there. It's about the community, and it's about behaving responsibly. And I don't like wearing a mask, and I have to wear one 8 hours a day at work, 5 days a week. I don't enjoy it. But I'll tell you what, I sure would like to not get any colds or flus anymore. And I think I would like to see this stick around. I may just keep wearing a mask and gloves. I wear a lot of gloves because I work in a deli. But I just think it's better we give each other so many sicknesses all the time. In this pandemic, among many other things, I hope it wakes people up to the fact that we don't have to do that to each other. And we're not invincible. I get sick every fucking year. I get a flu shot. I still get the flu. I still get colds. And boy, would I like to not do that anymore. Amen. I think there's a second wave coming. I think it's going to be mixed with the flu. I think it's going to be, it has the potential to be really bad, if not worse than what we're going through right now. But it's about public responsibility. And I was so happy to see Joe Biden and his wife, Jill.
That was a cool image, yeah.
Go lay a wreath at a tombstone and wear masks. And then this morning, of course, naturally, I read that Trump retweeted some Twitter account, making fun of Biden, and then the rest of them were jumping on Biden. And I'll tell you, I said on Facebook, real men wear masks. You know, I think it takes leadership and masculinity and toughness to say, go ahead and make fun of me, you motherfuckers. I'm going to do what's right for my fellow Americans. And so to me, Biden is infinitely more a man than Trump will ever be. So there's my little rant for today. But
it's interesting, and as it leads into, as we are getting closer to a November election. I mean, it's just around the corner. As is Gay Pride, just around the corner.
That's what the glasses. Come on.
Oh, I know. I hear it. And the cover of Entertainment Weekly. Thanks to my friend Jody, she left me the cover of the gay cover. It's got like all the new gay movies out and all that. But my point is, like, all these things are slipping in, and we're like, oh, because we've been so lost in time with this journey with COVID. But to my point, back to that. the image of the Trumps and the image of the Biden side by side, it just speaks volumes. And so let the games begin. Let's see where this election takes us. We will be podcasting all through it, hearing opinions and all that
Well,
stuff.
yeah, you know it's going to get heated.
Oh, very. And it's going to get ugly. And as people are ugly in this, like I said, I respect everyone's way of taking the journey. I don't necessarily agree with it, and people get heated. But yeah, Mark, Pride. Happy Pride, man.
What happened?
No, Pride, just around the corner, June 3rd.
No, it freezes. It freezes. It's technology. It's not perfect. And
know,
I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm lucky to have, a decent internet at all.
Yeah, well, I'm in Sun Prairie, but that's still like adjacent to Madison, so we're busy. But like on the cover, it was Janelle Monáe, Laverne Cox, Freddie Mercury, Ellen DeGeneres, Rock Hudson, Lily Tomlin, Kristen Stewart, Lil Nas, RuPaul, Judy Garland's Ruby Slipper from The Wizard of Oz, and Elton John. It's great. There's a profile in this issue, guys. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up, show your pride. But there's a whole story I think you would enjoy. It's called The Mad, Sad, Totally Fab Life of Paul Lynde.
Oh my gosh, yes, I remember him.
Yeah,
he was the center. He was the center square.
He was, and at that point, he wasn't really out. Although those of us that had little Gator knew, and so the story tells about that whole journey.
He was a flamer. How could you not know that Paul Lynde was gay? He was just flamed.
He was. So it's pretty cool that issue's out, and that profile piece is really nice, by the way.
I will look for it. And and we haven't said anything about the twist yet, but in terms of guests, it would be really nice to have somebody on for Pride to talk about, like, imagine Pride with no people, like a virtual Pride. That's what a lot of folks are doing.
Oh, I like this idea. We could be the first virtual Pride on your LGBTQ SR site.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's offline.
Speaking of Pride, Leslie Jordan, man, he's nailing it. We could get him as a guest.
Oh, if you know him, he'd be fun.
Oh, I do. He's up to like 6 million. I wished him a happy birthday the other day. He's up to 6 million followers. And the other day, I don't know if you saw his recent one yesterday. If you haven't followed him on Instagram, guys, it's Leslie Jordan, the little guy from Will and Grace. I directed him in a play, Mark. You don't remember that?
I do remember that.
Anyway, he's dancing to the new Lady Gaga / Ariana Grande song, and it is cute as F. People love him. Just makes you happy.
It does. What was I going to say? I totally lost track of thought here. But you want to say something about the twist?
Well, since you already have planted the seed, let's say it. Ready?
Well, you and I have been podcasting for years. I told you I have files that go back to like 2013 and shit. Yeah. Under various nom de plumes, or not us, but they've had different names. But the twist you and I did for a few years. I've got twists from 2016.
That's crazy.
Time goes so fast. It's pretty astonishing because who knows that we did it that long. But and then I stepped away because I just burned out and all this other stuff. And Q, the fabulous Q, stepped in, and she and you have been doing a wonderful job, but she is heading off. I don't know the details. You said she's having a baby. So I'm coming back to the twist. It's going to be Mark and Rick, or Rick and Mark, if you prefer. We could do the names where, like, my name is first but lower and your name is higher. They've done that with, lots of celebrities. Anyways, we're going to be doing the twist again together, and I'm excited about it. It's a lot of fun. People love our chemistry. Short and sweet, and I think weekly. We're going to figure it all out, but it's coming up in June, and just in time for Pride, and so we will probably have somebody on to talk about Pride. And my friend Terry Schlickenmeyer is a Wisconsinite. Schlickenmeyer, the bookworm.
That's a good German name.
Well, she's in Wisconsin, and this is tangential, but I've told you so many times. When I see it's the battleground states, this was just the other day, like these 5 battleground states. The one state where Trump is tied and not behind significantly is fucking Wisconsin. I don't understand what happened to you guys. And you said that Scott Walker, but it's more than that, because how does half the population, never mind gerrymandering? Because Frank yesterday said, oh, it's gerrymandering. Well, I said, that's not really a federal thing. That's a state thing. You have half the population who's going to possibly vote for Trump. It was such a progressive state. Well, Paul Wellstone, the birth of the labor movement. I just am just flabbergasted at Wisconsin.
I think, though, you look at my family unit, you look at me and my brother, and he skews one way and I skew the other. And I think here's why. You have pockets like Milwaukee and Madison which are huge, um, democratic, work oriented, liberal minded, culture traveling people. But then the other half of the state, in equal population, almost by number, are people that live in rural communities and people that just view things and feel things differently.
But
So I think
I'll go ahead.
that's it. No, I think that's a lot of it. It's just
I also, though,
population.
I've read some good analyses recently about the Democratic Party itself and how it abandoned, it abandoned the unions, it abandoned the working class. I mean, the Democratic Party has a lot of responsibility to bear
I would agree.
for people feeling just betrayed or left behind, and who are you going to reach for? Then comes Trump, and you and I know that's that's like an illusion, a serious illusion, but a lot of people just didn't have anywhere else to turn, or they didn't think it's not, I'm just saying a lot of this goes back to the Democratic Party itself. And
It does. And, both parties, we could go on and on about this. Republican Party's ruined because of Trump, and the Democratic Party was ruined just because it hasn't found a leader itself and doesn't even need a leader. I think you're right. A lot of us do feel abandoned. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, November will be here before you know it, but we are back with the twist. More information to follow sometime in the middle of June. And yeah, let's have a fun guest. I'm kind of thinking.
Well, know so many people. You're like a real, connected person, a lot more than me.
Yeah, and I'm thinking who it'll be, but we'll figure it out. Also, in the back to the Leslie Jordan stuff, big music this week. A lot of people coming out with new songs and stuff. I don't know. Katy Perry came out with some.
Oh, you froze on me. Keep talking. There you go. Okay.
Sia's came out with a new song. She's directing a new movie, and it's going to be I think it's an animated film. She also came out and announced that she adopted two 19-year-old boys last year. She hasn't announced their names and who they are.
I love her, by the way.
I do too. The Weeknd came out with a new remix.
Not so much.
Yeah, it's.
He was interesting. I'm not like this one. It sounds so 80s. The Bright Lights. I'm not in. It's just I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like him. Carly Rae Jepsen releasing the B-sides of her album, and Cole Swindle, on the other end of things.
Oh, I love that name, Cole Swindle. I'm going to write a gay character named Cole Swindle.
He came out with a new album. So, and then Gaga's releases this Friday, dude. Are you excited like I am, or not quite as?
Well, I like her. And Frank and I, of course, name droppings. Well, I stayed in the hotel. I didn't go, but I remember when she was just getting started because he was big in the music industry, and we used to go to this convention in Atlantic City every year. And she was like doing the midnight show.
I know, it's so funny. Isn't that crazy?
We saw Bieber. Weren't you with us when we saw Justin
Bieber?
Yeah, we
were side by side.
And
Bieber.
he was like this kid coming up kid.
He was second to Cascada. I mean, you know what I mean?
Gosh,
and now who knows Cascada? But yeah, it's crazy. Their journeys are crazy. But the album, I read a lot about it. She said she smoked her way through it, and now she gave up smoking, and she's thinking of going sober as well. The whole album, she said, is just her way of going through her emotional turmoil in her life and doing it through dance type music. So the album is right up my alley, and I think yours with dance music. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Very, very much so.
Now, music. Since we're on music, at where I work at the giant grocery store for months now, several months at least, I don't know who puts playlists into grocery stores. It's syndicated. It's like in grocery stores all over the country, but it's fucking country music. Like 8 out of 10 songs are country songs, and those of us who pay attention to it are like, "What is this? Like, who did this?" And some country songs I think are awesome. I don't have a problem with country songs, but I'm really over the small town Jesus songs, God songs, and like, okay, I just don't get it. But anyways, I'm tired of it. Whoever's listening, please change the
playlist. Well, at least
playlist.
It's a step up from elevator music because that doesn't even have lyrics. I don't know how that all works, but
I got recommendations too whenever you're ready.
Oh, yeah, I'm all set.
Minor TV stuff. Now, Frank and I don't binge. I'm not into binging. I don't think it's healthy, whether it's alcohol, food, chocolate. Like, I'm not going to sit around and watch some TV series for 6 hours. I think that's really not good for you. But we watch them like every night, one a night, and we alternate. So right now we're watching Dead to Me with Christina Applegate. The second season is on.
Fabulous, fun,
wonderful show, and then we're alternating it with The Sinner, which is a USA Network show Third season. Bill Pullman is the star. Fabulous portrayal of this detective. And Matt Bomer is the central character / a villain in season 3. That's the center. You got to watch that. We can't wait to see Hollywood, which is Ryan Murphy's thing.
Oh, very fun. You'll love it.
Pose is coming back. Oh, and today I jumped out of the bed. Something's coming back in July. Oh, The Alienist. The second season of The Alienist. Now that was a Caleb Carr book 25 years ago, something like that. Great fucking book. And they made a series out of it years later. Did a first season. I thought, this can't have a second season because it didn't end. Some things end like there can't be.
Yeah.
How do you go on?
Yeah,
There's a second season with Dakota Fanning and
oh, I love her.
Oh, it's wonderful. So that's all stuff that you gotta watch. Those are and we'll be doing this on the Twist. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we'll be treating people to every week on the Twist.
We'll talk about trends, and especially with them being home. I'm not a big TV watcher, as you know, but I've had to. And I did Hollywood, and then Working Moms. That's my pick right now. And Dead to Me, I've watched too. Schitt's Creek, everyone's raving about, of course. Haven't seen it. Ozarks, won't see it because what happened this weekend in real life. But on the trending side, how about this whole kick for pancake cereal or little cookie cereal? Have you heard about this?
No, I know your food thing. That's your beat.
It is, and that's why I worked it in here. Hashtag pancake cereal or hashtag cookie cereal, and you'll see it. It's trending on. I guess it started as TikTok stuff, and then from TikTok it went to Instagram. It's like people are making small little cookies or small little pancakes, and then they put them in a cereal bowl and they eat it like cereal. I mean, what the hell has this world come to? And the other thing trending right now, and I had to look it up. I didn't know what it was, but I was delivered an ad for it. Jorts.
Jorts? Are those like shorts and jogging shorts? Jorts?
They're jeans and shorts. They're called
jorts. Funny. I was close though.
Just don't chart your jorts.
Don't chart your jorts.
You'd be in trouble. Yeah, they're kind of trending. I don't think I'd wear them. Would you?
When I was a kid, oh my gosh, yes, cutoffs. We used to call them cutoffs. You take the jeans and you cut the legs off.
They were cutoffs, and you go real short on them.
Well, depending, it's either gay or it's risky. It's risky, and certainly don't do it beyond the age of maybe 30. Do not wear hot pants.
I mean, that's way short. You know how these people just cut way up, and then you see the pocket hanging below it.
No. And while in the gay guys, you used to see some stuff dangling.
Yeah, you got the little bell there. I know you're gonna ring that bell on me. I saw it sneak in there.
To bring the bell back.
You can't fool me for our YouTube followers. Mark was sneaking that in, wasn't he?
Now I was gonna I got to take my car to the mechanic. My headlight's out.
No, that's not good.
My left headlight, but I wanted to do it just a couple of headlines because I like headlines.
Fun.
The Twist Podcast at gmail.com. Here's just a couple things. Headlines, that's all they are. Trump's losing to Biden among key senior voters. We'll see. Boy, I'd love it if Biden took Florida. I would love it if he took Florida because, I get so upset about how this sort of cavalier attitude so many people have that it's just a bunch of old people dying. And I'm not going to get sidetracked here, but please don't tell me you're pro-life. Please don't defend the precious unborn when you don't give a shit if a bunch of old people and immune suppressed people die. But go fuck yourself. That's bullshit. The election is all about who gets to vote. We know there's that's going on. The Republicans are attacking vote by mail in Democratic states. I mean, they're not attacking states, Republican states. And it's all about, and it's what's weird is that because the studies have shown that voting by mail does not benefit either party. There's no fraud. It's all, I don't know what the hell's going on there. Biscuits and Gravy was a kitten born with two faces. Did you see that?
Oh, God, no.
Well, no, it's so sad. It didn't live. There was one apparently cat like that lived for 15 years, but Biscuits and Gravy was a little kitten that had two faces. And my friend Jerry sent us the story. It was very kind of heartwarming. But then it died the next day, which is really sad. Fiberglass mold in the graveyard hiding in Wisconsin. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I didn't know where that was in Wisconsin. I just saw the headline.
It's a bunch of dinosaur molds or something.
That's cool.
Fiberglass molds. These are colossal molds that come in every shape and variety imaginable. Okay.
I think they're from the old Sinclair gas stations, if I'm not
mistaken. My gosh, my uncles. And then I'll leave this one alone. I had uncles in Mississippi. I got a bunch of Southern blood in me. And my at least two of them owned Sinclair gas stations. So when I was a kid, I remember being given a blow up dinosaur. They had like these little inflatable little dinosaurs that they would give kids.
Cute.
Isn't that fun?
That is fun. With Sinclair, who was that with?
They were bought by Exxon, I think, or something like that. Or they became
Weird.
Exxon.
Well, I got some weird headlines. There's when you talked about the cat with two faces, there's this tattoo artist. You guys can Google any of the things we talk about out of Mexico that's doing double vision tattoos. So, like, if you see the pictures, I don't know how to hold this up. They look like you're seeing the double image. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah, that's Edgar Allan Poe. Oh my God, Rick, that's so appropriate.
I know, but it looks like your eyes are like, woo.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. There's a Japanese woman that's doing egg art. Okay, I'm going to put this up for a visual too. And again, if you're not watching us but listening to us, because it is a podcast, I will post this picture somewhere. Look at how cute is that?
Oh, I
She
like
made Winnie
that.
the Pooh. Like the
Oh,
two
that's so cute. That's really cute. Stab it
I
with a
know,
fork.
man. This is the stuff I read. And then this story I loved. This woman was, here's one. Hong Kong shop unveils tear gas flavored ice cream in memory of recent protests. This little kid's eating tear gas ice cream. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but the big one was this woman got mad at her boyfriend because he made her cry so much, so she deleted.
Oh, you broke up. Okay, go ahead.
This woman, her boyfriend made her cry so much. She goes, to get even, I'm sending him like 300 pounds of onions. I love that. So he opened the door and immediately began to cry because the onions make you do that, you know. Justice.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Well, Mark, thank you for having me on. I don't know.
Oh yeah, else. I want to do a little plug here first though.
Yeah.
I was on a radio show last week, and it comes out today because it wasn't live, and it's the House of Mystery radio show with Alan and Julie Seville. Well, Alan Warren, and his co-host Julie Seville lives in London. And he's been on for like 8 years, and he interviews mystery writers. And I had the pleasure and the privilege of being on his show. So that comes out today. It's on ABC. He's syndicated. I mean, I really got to give this guy props that he's syndicated.
Wow,
he does it as a radio show to these radio stations, and then he puts it out as a podcast. So to me, that's like inspiration to me, because it's like, this guy made it happen. Good for him. So I'm on that, talking about my new murder mystery, Beautiful Corpse, and my writing processes and all this other stuff. So anyways, I'm just plugging it out there. But anything from you? Anyone you want to plug? Say hi to?
I'll plug The Cabin. It's Discover Wisconsin. You know, the series I work on here in Wisconsin has been around 33 years. You and I are both
Emmy winners. I know we have Emmys. I'm going to hold it up the next time. They've
got a great podcast out now called The Cabin. I think they're on episode 16. I was a guest on it once, but they sit in a cabin and they talk about all things Wisconsin. It's hitting some big travel tourism podcast lists right now. Check that out. Also, there was a great story locally on CBS, so it may have been picked up nationally too, on The Young and the Restless. You know, a lot of the soaps are on hold and they're running reruns until they figure this out. But Young and the Restless was based in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, a little city called Genoa City. And Stephanie Glenn, our friend that used to host Discover Wisconsin with me, former Secretary of Tourism here in Wisconsin, she was interviewed, and Brad Bell, whose parents created it. It's pretty cool. And they're going to come back, Mark. The soaps are coming back, and they're not even going to address COVID. Did you know that? They're just going to pretend it never happened.
Yeah, I got to let that sink in, because there's in the instant, I can't decide how I feel about that. But on the one hand, I think, hey, great, let's not. So I'm not sure, but I got to think about it. But no, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to affect our lives forever. We'll be talking about the vid.
There's not going to be a vaccine for at least a year, so we're going to be dealing with this. It's not going away, no matter how much somebody wants to golf without a mask and be an asshole. It's not going away for right now.
And on that note,
it's been great talking to you. The next time we do this, we're going to be on the Twist podcast. Super popular podcast. I'm so happy to be coming back, and so happy that Q did an amazing job. Please give her my best.
I will. A part of it too, and they're building their family again, a new job responsibility. So she wanted to give it justice. That doesn't mean she may not come back. She may come back as our monthly.
She'd be a great guest too. She was. That's how I first met her.
Oh, that's right. Right here in my dining room.
Oh, awesome. All right. Your lighting's good though. I can't do much about mine. I really can't, because unless we can get another house. But
let me show you this. Look, I still have a poinsettia alive from Christmas. I've been keeping this alive, guys. If you want any secrets on how, look, Mark, Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
yeah. If they want to know, just email the twistpodcast at gmail.com.
That's it.
You have a good day, Rick. I'm going to get my car in there, get my headlight fixed, and have a good day before I go back to work.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show, Mark. It's always a pleasure catching up.
Bye, everybody.
Peace out.